this. There was an article about the top restaurants in the country that are a great deal, and there are 4 of them in Houston that made the list. So we want to know from you. There are so many places we don't know about. And I'm not saying we as the Rule and Ryan Show. I'm saying in general, we can educate a lot of our neighbors here in the Houston area, because depending on where you live and what your neighborhood has to offer, there's some places we may have never heard of. You know, a lot of these, we have 10,000 restaurants in our area. How many of those we don't even know about because they're not in our neighborhood? We don't see them all the time. Let's go to the phones at 713-390-KRBE. We started off with Cindy on the line. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. Welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hey, Cindy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
So what do you want to recommend to us?
I want to recommend Divine Dogs USA Mobile Food Unit.
Oh,
They
food
go-
truck.
Oh,
Where'd you get them
Locally
at?
owned, based out of the Woodlands.
Okay, in the Woodlands.
And, Frosttown Brewery. They go to No Label Brewery every Friday, Frosttown on Tuesdays, Back Pew on Sundays. And you can get a gourmet dog, quarter pound, and chips all for around $12.
That's not bad.
Damn, $12. I like that.
and are they just always in the same spot? Yeah,
No,
I
hot
know, that's what I thought
dogs.
too. It's like hot dogs. Is it is it traveling all the time, or is it just in your area?
Traveling all the time.
Okay,
But
so
we
you
have
can find them
certain,
anywhere.
certain places like Back Pew every Sunday, and No Label every Friday. Excalibur Brewery in Old Town Spring every Sunday. So
are
based
you
out of the Woodlands.
Are you a
locally
brewery
owned.
girl? Is that how you know? Because you like going to breweries? Like you're like Sam? You love going there to breweries?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Nice.
That's
Tell us the name of it
exactly how I
again.
know.
What's the name of it, Cindy?
Divine Dogs.
Divine
It's
Dogs.
Divine Dogs. DIVINE.
All right.
Okay, good to know. Divine
I
Dogs.
need to go
Thanks
more
for
breweries.
the tip,
Yeah.
Cindy. What? Can you
Look
tell
it
what
up.
area that
Don't
is? Did you
have
say what
a-
area again?
She said
goes all
Woodlands.
over.
Woodlands.
Woodlands. Okay, but it travels over. Okay.
It travels
We're going
everywhere.
to Brian next on the phone at 713-390-KRBE. Places to eat that are delicious and they're affordable. Hi, Brian. What do you want to offer?
Hey, not really a restaurant, but the Thai Temple Wat Buddha Water on Spindle Drive in North Houston. Twice a year they have big festivals. Next one's coming up late October. The food is off the charts. The prices are cheap, and all the money goes to the temple.
Nice.
Oh,
Thai
wow, look at
Temple.
that.
Now, where's that located again?
On Spindle Drive in North Houston.
So it's just twice a
Drive.
year. They do a festival in October, and when's the other festival?
The other festival is Loy Krathong, and that is in April.
Oh, I'm going to have to
Okay,
check
look
this
at
out.
you
I
knowing your
love
thing.
my Thai food.
Yeah, Ryan's
And
a sucker
October
for Thai
is
food.
festival season. October definitely is festival season because it seems like
The
there's
problem
so
is
much
that
fun.
when it's so good, though, you're like, I got to wait a whole till April
6
now.
months or 8
I
months
gotta
or a
wait
year to get it again.
That's why they sucker me into like bourbons. When I want to buy a good bourbon, and I have to buy 2 bottles because I might never see it again.
Well, maybe not drink so much.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that.
stupid. That's
Well,
not
he doesn't
enough.
drink them. What do we know, Ryan? He doesn't drink them. He has 600 bottles of bourbon sitting in cabinets in his house.
I'll
Gracie's
drink
up
them.
next. It's Food Wars here on the Rule and Ryan
I'll
Show. We
retire
want to hear
someday.
from you. What is a great place to eat that is affordable? It's delicious and affordable that we don't know about. Hi, Gracie. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning.
Yes, good morning. Mala Szechuan Bistro. They
Mama
have very-
Szechuan. Mala.
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 Like bad in Spanish, MALA.
Okay.
Szechuan Bistro. They have various locations. They have one in Bel Air, Montrose, Katy, Sugarland.
Wow, love
and
those.
so they have various locations, and it is affordable. It's best to go with like families and friends because y'all can do like family style.
Mm-hmm.
One of my recommendations is the eggplant. It's underrated, but it is absolutely delicious. And like crispy chicken, like if you want beef, chicken, whatever fish, they have it all.
Gracie,
So
is
I
this
would-
next to the Acme Oyster House?
You know what? I don't know. They
Oh,
have
is
various
that what that
locations.
is?
I think it's that place.
Yes,
Right there,
yes,
Montrose,
Ahmad. Right next to Acme Oyster House. Okay,
Right.
good. And that's the one in
Yeah.
Montrose. But they also have other locations.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try it out. That's good to know, Gracie. Thanks so much for calling the show. You have a great day. For those of you who just are tuning in, you missed this. Houston made the list 4 times when it comes to the top 100 list of places to eat that are affordable and delicious. And again, if you missed the spots, it's Tacos Doniera or Geta, and that was number 9 on the list. Then Mad Max Barbecue was number 19. Churromania was number 21, and Miss Flower Hot Pot was number 50 on the list. The average rating for budget-friendly restaurants in Houston is a 4.722. We rank 7th nationally for affordable places to eat. And the top fast food chains in Houston are number 1, the Halal Guys, number 2, Jersey Mike Subs, number 3, Mod Pizza, number 4, Raising Cane's Chicken, and number 5, Chick-fil-A. Those are the top fast food restaurants. So there are a lot of, this is only single 5 restaurants. Oh, I'm sorry, single dollar sign. Sorry, I didn't read that right. Only 5 single dollar sign restaurants, because when you look up a restaurant to see how expensive it is, it's a single dollar sign, or
Right.
$4 sign, see how expensive it is. Only 5 single dollar sign restaurants in America had a perfect rating of 5 stars after 200 plus reviews of that place. You also got to look at how many reviews there are to see if it's good, because I don't know what the story is with how people kind of pack their reviews, but if it's a lot, then you can kind of trust it more.
We talked to Amy
we're
real
going back
quick.
to the phones.
Amy, what you got?
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Amy, what you got?
Good morning.
Good morning. What do you have for us, Amy?
My place it's right outside of Houston in Baytown, Texas. It's called Thibodeau's Cajun. They're a smaller place, but when I say this is the best home cooked food you can get, and they do like lunch specials every day. It's something different every day. They do oxtails, like meatballs, pork chops, smothered chicken. Like, you get the whole 9. It's like $12 to $15 a plate, depending on what you order, and they load you down. It takes me like three different meals to finish.
Oh,
my
wow. Well, Mom,
entire
we're going to have to
box
send you
of
out there,
Yeah,
Thibodeau's.
I was like, let me add that to my list. Usually Cajun stuff I could just make at home, so I don't really like to go eat it out. But you said it tastes like home cooked?
Oh, look at
Same.
that. It's
Like,
in Garth Road in Baytown.
I religiously drive over to Louisiana regularly to get good food, and this little spot saves me my driving.
There you go.
Okay.
Come on, try
Nice.
that one.
All right, it's
try
on
it
Garth
out.
Road in Baytown,
You guys
Thibodeau's Cajun
Ever
food.
judge a place by like if I go to a Persian restaurant with my wife, because she's Persian, and I see a lot of Persians there, I'm like, okay, I know it's good.
Oh,
Like, I go to
yeah.
this one Asian place, and I'm like the only non-Asian there. I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm getting good stuff, because like Asian people are not going to go to a place because like Ahmad just said how he cooks Cajun food at home. But if you
Yeah.
see a bunch of Cajuns,
You know
eating
it's
there,
real.
you're like, they're it's legit, right?
I have a fuzz spot that I go to. I am religiously the only American person in there, and that's how I know it's
Then you know it's good.
You know it's
like
good,
for
yeah.
me, if I pull up and it's like rush hour and there's like nobody in the parking lot and the place is on, or the open sign is on, I'm like, can't be that good if nobody's in there.
Oh yeah, you sit in a restaurant and like and there's like 2 other tables. You're like, oh,
Here's something different though. A lot of Asian food restaurants though, their primary income is takeout. So like
That's true.
Like,
so if you go to a Chinese restaurant, or mostly Chinese takeout is like the fastest way to go. It doesn't count if there's only 2 tables in there, because they probably have 100 orders on DoorDash.
And when I go to
Uber
that
Eats.
Kin Dynasty in Buffalo, it's for lunch. It's always full.
Or is it Jin Dynasty? How do you
Is
say
it Jin or it's
Is it with a
QIN?
Q?
How do they say how do they pronounce the Q?
I don't know. I just
Kin?
say king.
save it for dumb question amnesty.
Yeah.
That's coming up
Yeah, I
next.
don't know. I just know
Exactly
it's damn
right.
good.
713-390-KRBE is our phone number, and it is the last day of the month. Tomorrow we flip into September, guys, which means we open the phone lines to you to answer questions you don't have answers to. And the first one we're going to answer is we need somebody who knows how to pronounce QUIN Dynasty.
Pronounce it good.
Whatever the question is, if we don't know the answer, we'll find it for you next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, time for Roula and Ryan's Dumb Question Amnesty.
All right, 713-390-KRBE. That is the number. If there's anything you want to ask, could be about the show, anything whatsoever just pops into your head, we'll try our best to answer
Or
it for you.
You can answer things that we asked questions. Was it during the news we
Just
asked about the
now.
mayor's term?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Just real quick, before we get to that call up the mayor's term, did anybody text before we did the summer 2023? Did you guys see on the text how to pronounce QIN Dynasty? Did somebody text us that?
Shin
Dynasty.
No
So
way.
QIN.
what?
Yeah.
Shin Dynasty. We're talking
Shin.
about a restaurant that
Really?
Eric likes, an Asian food restaurant called QIN Dynasty. We don't know how to say
I
it.
just called
Okay.
it Kin Dynasty. I never knew. I've been going there for like 10 years.
They're
I
like,
mean,
this idiot.
It makes sense if you've ever asked like how to spell win. It's usually
With an N.
NG.
Yeah, like push and win.
UYEN, that's Vietnamese, but I don't know. There's all these different pronunciations. We want to do it right.
All I know
All
is
right,
it's
Shin
damn
Dynasty,
good
now
food
we
if you
know.
want some good
And
food
where
right
is it
there.
again, Eric?
It's off Buffalo Speedway there by that Starbucks. You see right there.
Oh, yeah, but West Park and Buffalo Speedway.
Yeah, pretty much right. Yeah, it's right there, right next to it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Maria's up first on Dumb Question Amnesty at 713-390-KRBE to answer a question that we had about mayor term limits and how long between one election to the inauguration of the next mayor. What's the downtime? Hi, Maria. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So you worked in that world?
Yes, so I am one of his former assistants, and his term is actually up at the end of this year. So the elections will be during the fall, and then January 1st, the new mayor will take over.
So January 1st, the new mayor
So
kicks
when
in.
they flip over, so December 31st, Sylvester Turner is done.
That is
That's his
it.
last
January
day.
1st, the new one takes over.
Did you work with him, with the mayor?
That's right. Yes.
Did
So
he-
I
does he hate
was
us?
one of his personal assistants.
Come on,
no, he did not.
He hates
Come on,
us.
he hates us, doesn't he? He
Because
doesn't.
we stick up for the firefighters.
He doesn't like us. It's okay. You can cough twice. Cough twice.
She's laughing because it's true.
Yeah.
Actually, he is amazing to work for. I absolutely enjoyed my time with him, aside from politics. He was amazing, and I enjoyed my time
We know
there.
it's good to be an intern. You get paid a lot, don't you?
That's work of
No, I will not speak on that one.
Especially when you're young, handsome.
So I have been listening to y'all for, like 13 years. So every time I would hear y'all talk about the firefighters, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to get in between that one. But I do absolutely feel for the firefighters. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
They got the short end.
Like Mayor Turner, I don't know him personally. I just know like the policies. That's the stuff I get mad about.
Right.
The firefighters.
Yeah.
That's all.
We got to take care of the people that take care of
I'm
us.
curious to know, Maria, what ended your time there? Like, what are you doing now, or why'd you leave if it was so fantastic?
So close to the time that his term is up, a lot of people start looking elsewhere because when a new mayor comes, usually they either bring their or they'll do a clean house. So people just start leaving little by little, especially during this time. I left for a better opportunity with another company.
Is that weird that like when you take a job knowing that it has? I mean, nobody's guaranteed
Time limitations.
Nobody's guaranteed to work.
Yeah, most of
20
us in
years.
the real world, we don't take a job knowing that, well, you can work here, but it's only going to be for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. But the job experience, and I think being in that world for a little bit, that does a lot to your resume. For sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
Well,
Maria.
I appreciate you
thanks for being a Roland
listening.
Ryan Show listener.
Go ahead, cough twice if he doesn't like us.
Thanks for calling, Maria. It's Dumb Question Amnesty here on the Roland Ryan Show. Renee is up next at 713-390-KRBE. If you guys have any questions like Renee's, hi, Renee.
Hey, good morning, guys. So
Good
my
morning, Renee.
question,
What's the question?
my question dates back to last week's rapid fire when you, Roula, and Eric were going back and y'all were throwing the B word out pretty loosely, very loosely. So how can y'all throw the B word out, but you can't throw the S bomb out?
Oh, come on.
That's
the
not
F-bomb
one of
is
the-
way worse than the B word.
She said S, not F.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant F.
Wait, F is in Frank or S is in Sam?
S is in Sam.
Yeah. There are certain
gonna
words
say
that we're
that.
not allowed. The FCC has rules about what words can and cannot be said on the radio or televiation. And
There's 7 words you can't say.
Yeah. So that's
Say
one of
them,
them you
Eric.
can't say.
To let her know.
There we go. Right here.
Here are the 7 words. Hear them in the raw feed. It's our show after the show.
Quite often you do.
But no, Renee, it was just a one-off in the moment.
Yeah, the B word is.
I mean, it is allowed, and we don't usually
try not to
say
use it
on our show.
But that day was just
it
went
was
off
one
the
of
rails.
those heated moments where Eric was being a little bitch. And so I had to call him out.
You were the first offender, Rula. You were the first one to drop the B word.
Of course, because when do I ever say bad words, Renee? Like, how annoyed was I that he's being such a little witch? He's being such a little
No, that game I wasn't. I
But
didn't
it
even.
got me thinking. No, but it just got me thinking. How can we use the B word? The B word's more offensive than the S word.
It's funny, like
That's
some
maybe to you,
like
but to other people, they're like, "What? What have you said?"
Some people think the
You know?
GD word is the worst, and then a lot of
Because
people
it has religious implications.
A lot of people like Ahmad use that word all the time.
Yeah,
I tell Ahmad, stop saying that on the radio.
I know. That offends people.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
Everyone has
Thanks
their
for
own
calling the show, Renee, and
Trigger words.
We will behave.
Yeah, thanks for stirring up drama, Renee.
It's a woke world.
Yeah, what the heck? Okay, a dumb question amnesty is at 713-390-KRBE. Somebody asked the question way early in the morning on text, time to get to. When it comes to working at the radio station, we do lots of contests like the summer of 2023 and different concerts for different artists, ticket giveaways.
Yep.
How do we get the callers on? Well, we tell you to call and we literally count. If we say caller 104.
Thank you for calling.
That was our first
two.
Thank you for calling.
104.
When we hired him out, that was the first thing we asked. Can you count to 104?
Yes, and I can.
Thank God it wasn't 120 because he was having trouble there.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. When
420.
When I started at KRBE in the little room we called the Jock Lounge with the 2 sets of request lines,
Which
where you
is
can
now
answer the phones and
basically
say,
a junk room.
Yeah, hi KRBE. What do you want to hear? Was my job. I was meticulously trained to go through the phones during the contest and say, "Hi KRBE, your caller 1. Thanks for calling. Hi KRB, your caller 2." But that takes a long time if you are doing it yourself and running the board like Ahmad is. And so I remember like when Freddie Cruz used to work for our show, for the radio station, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you're trying to go fast because you're working alone. When I was the person that there were assistants to the DJs, that was my job. We had to meticulously go through and make sure the person understood the number they were. And some were like, "Oh my God, I got picked up and hung up on." No, it just works that fast. You're like, "Hi, I'm caller 5. Hi, you're caller 6. Hi, you're caller 7. It's just fast, fast, fast. But yes, that's how we get to the phone. 713-390-KRBE.
Do you want to go with this text first, or do you want to go with do we have a call?
We have a couple calls here, but you go with your text.
Okay, a text, and somebody's asking, hey, in Houston, is it illegal to use your cell phone? Like, in other words, if you're driving down the road, you're on your cell phone, can a cop pull you over?
I think so.
So, current Texas law only bans texting and reading or writing emails while driving. You can check your phone at a red light if you're not in an active school zone.
But you can't use hands. I see a lot of people holding their phone like in front of them.
You are allowed to use your phone for music or GPS.
And they're driving terrible. I'm like, this person's driving awful. And I look over.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're lost or something, I guess.
But cell phone use is banned for all drivers in active school zones. If you ignore that, right off the bat, you're getting a $200 fine. You shouldn't have to be fined. You should just know better. You do not use your cell phone when little kids are crossing the road.
Or just in general, forget the cell phone. People without using cell phones are not paying attention. You know what I mean? People just aren't paying attention. Like, you got to watch, because here's the thing. It's not about you not paying attention to, you have to pay attention, yes, but kids don't pay attention. That's why we're so worried about school zones, because little kids will run in front of cars all the time. And here's what I've seen as a mom, especially when I pick up my child at the corner of the school versus the actual school. Little kids are running between cars all the time. And you have no chance to brake if a child runs out into the street between 2 cars. You didn't see them coming from a distance. They just popped right out between 2 cars. So you got to be really, really, really careful in any neighborhood around the school, not even just in front of the school. There are I will always say the parameters of the 2 neighborhoods surrounding the entire school, 2 streets radius around the entire school. You got to watch for kids there because they think they're in the safe zone and they're not. People are flying through there. You just don't want to be that person in a disastrous situation. So there's something, which is public service announcement for today, kids. Dumb question amnesty here on the Roula and Ryan Show. And, we always like to answer your questions about random stuff that we don't even have answers for. And I still don't understand where 59 stops and 69 picks up and then 59 picks up again. And I just call it all 59. Is that wrong?
It's 610.
I just can't say 69. That's weird. I just
69.
I'm a born and raised Houstonian who's been 59 my entire life.
So it's been 59, but right there where 59 and 610 meet past the Galleria, it's called 69.
And then how long does that go for?
Yeah.
That I got to look up, but I just know
that's
that
what I'm saying.
69.
I don't even know. Like, we had this great, I'm going to find that meme or that list and put it on my Instagram at Radio Roula of all the different freeways and what they're called, because if you're new, you're screwed. You're like, East Tex Freeway, where's that? What's Gulf Freeway? Where's that? That's 45 South. Is Gulf Freeway. What's Southwest Freeway? 59.
I don't know why they named it that.
But Katy Freeway, I-10.
Have you noticed how the spools keep falling off in the same area all the time?
No, I didn't know they were in the same area.
Those giant spools? We see them like rolling down the road.
One
right
time
there
we had a good 3 months of every 2 days.
So I did a little digging on that one real quick. They're industrial sized cable reels. And they weigh about reels. And they weigh about 18,000 pounds apiece.
Damn.
They usually fall off the trucks because they were not securely or properly fastened on the flatbed. But another reason why they fall off is because the truckers did not take the right route, and it hits an overpass and it makes them fly off.
Good.
So when they fall off, they're not tied down properly, or the driver went the wrong way.
Don't you guys ever get scared when you see that mattress when somebody has a twine? Oh, it's on a car.
Oh, yeah. You know that bad boy's coming off.
I move out of the way.
And one guy's holding it with his hand.
Lanes.
Yeah.
He's got his window down.
He's driving. He's got his arm out there, and he's holding on to it.
Twine. I'm like, oh, that thing.
Just get a U-Haul. I don't want a mattress that fell on the freeway. That's dirty.
There's a video where a guy was driving with the mattress. It flew off. The motorcycle was behind him.
Oh, my God.
And then the guy fell onto the mattress.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
So he's
yeah, the nice soft cushion.
Yeah, he lucked out. But yeah, I
All
see
right,
that
my
all
friends,
the time.
that wraps up our Dumb Question Amnesty. Coming up next, Oprah and The Rock have joined forces with a lot of money to benefit a lot of people. We'll give you all the scoop on that next on 104.1 KRBE.
Keep your radio right here.
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It's brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. Okay, so as we all know, the people of Maui are devastated. They still have not recovered all the people who have perished in those horrific fires. And they need help. There are no businesses. There are no homes. There is nothing left except ashes and concrete, pretty much. And so an hour ago, Oprah and The Rock got together to create the People's Fund of Maui.org. And the way this is different than other charities that raise money for people, they explain, if you go to Oprah's Instagram, the People's Fund of Maui.org is literally going to take the money that they raise, put it into gift cards, and put it in the direct hands of the people that live in Maui who have been devastated by the fires. They start off the fund with $10 million.
Nice.
The Rock and Oprah have given $10 million to start off the fund, the People's Fund of Maui.org. And this is why, Eric in particular, I said, if you already hate people, you're going to hate them more. I just hate it when somebody's trying to do something nice and trolls who are miserable in their lives have nothing else to do but comment terribly.
Losers.
Because when I saw this pop up, which, by the way, Oprah looks fantastic. Can we side note? Oprah is looking like the best Oprah I've seen, like, ever. And The Rock and Oprah are friends, and they... it's very dear to their hearts. You know, they both have property in Hawaii and all the things. And people are just, like, the first 12 comments were just like, how come you guys can't give your own money? You guys are so rich, y'all are worth so much money. Just do it yourselves. Why are you making this? They gave $10 million, you troll idiots.
Plus, they want to get more.
I mean? Like,
if you could get the masses to donate.
Everybody on board. See, Oprah took a lot of heat because when this initially happened, Oprah wanted to go over there. She was denied entrance because she was trying to bring in a huge film crew filming her handing out supplies. And they said, no, you can't. And because of that, she took a lot of criticism.
My thing is, let her do that, and it brings awareness. Because
I don't care
remember
what
Harvey,
she wants to do. Let her.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm just saying that is what caused.
I would love to see people just talk about Harvey and everything.
Yes, bring as much press as you can, because the worst part of having the worst part of going through a disaster is how fast it falls off the headline of the news.
Yep.
When Ike hit us and we didn't have power for weeks and weeks and weeks in Houston, I remember we would go on the air every day and be like, okay, well, now we're the third top story. Britney Spears beats us.
Yep.
Okay, now Houston is the seventh top story. Okay, well, now nobody cares. We're not in the top 10 stories. So bring the film crew, Oprah. Bring any camera you want to any celebrity trying to give money and supplies to people who have zero left.
It's the ones like
Nothing.
Paris Hilton.
Everything is burned.
Paris Hilton got criticized as well, yeah.
She was like taking photos, and it's like, ooh.
But go to LA Times, just type in Oprah Maui, and man, the trolls
Well,
are
I don't
just
want to.
terrible.
I don't feel like watching negative news
She's
of
being
that.
criticized because she bought 1,000
acres. That
acres.
people are doing.
People-
The People's Fund of Maui.org. If you would like to donate to the people of Maui who have been devastated by this insane fire that should have just given them warning. They should have had warning to get out and try and save their own lives.
You know
the
who the
People's
worst
Fund of Maui.org is where you want to go.
The worst trolls are the ones that when you confront them, they back down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or they say,
No,
I was just
didn't
having a
know.
bad day. Or there's this wrestler,
No.
her name's Britt Baker. She's in the AEW, and people attack her all the time. And this guy, he's supposedly part of the press. You know, he's just a blogger, podcaster. And he was the first to go, can I take a photo with you? And she's like, I took a photo with him, even though he's the guy that bashed me all the time and says I'm a piece of crap and all this stuff. But yet he wanted a photo with her. But she took the high road and did it.
You have to take the high road. What I don't understand is when they
Eric,
troll.
if you take a high road and they take a picture, then they use it just to troll you more. You know what I mean? Like they
I just have the balls. If you're going to be a troller and you get confronted, keep trolling them.
Well, they're very brave behind a keyboard. But the thing is like when they're criticizing, well, why don't you? What exactly are you doing? Before you start criticizing another person, what are you doing to help the situation yourself?
And Ryan, to your comment about Oprah bought 1,000 acres, okay, so I mean, I don't fault her for having money and wanting to buy some
I'm not
land.
saying I'm criticizing. I'm reading the trolls, and they're saying, "Hey, the whole town is only 1,600 acres, and you bought 1,000 of them."
But
is
what's
what
wrong
they're
with
saying.
that?
I don't know.
Over in Hawaii, though, it's like my friend Randy. He went to high school there, and he was a Jewish kid. Moved there when he was like 14. He said he got beat up every day because he wasn't from Hawaii,
Not a native. Yeah.
and stuff. He said it was miserable going to high school there because they wanted, they want to take care of people that grew up there.
Right. I mean,
It's tough for 'em.
It's not to get into the history, but it's stolen land.
Yeah, so they have a chip on their shoulder.
Right.
Well, you can donate to the People's Fund of Maui.org, and they're going to turn the donation straight into a gift card to literally hand to the people who have nothing. To anybody who has family or friends in Maui, you can go to that same website to apply for the money so they know where you are to give it to you in your hand versus having to get filtered through 14 different layers of a charity, and then maybe you get a couple bucks, right?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
All right, it is brought to you by Duncan. The FAA is predicting this is going to be the third busiest holiday weekend of the year so far. They're expecting 14 million passengers from Friday through Wednesday, which is up 11% over last year at this time. So if you've got a flight, you're going somewhere for Labor Day, it is going to be packed. Just leave yourself a little extra time.
During the break, we were all trying to discuss, like, what's the best. I wonder how many people out there listening, when you have a flight, discuss, okay, my flight's at 2. What time should I leave my house to get there? Because
depends how far away you live.
Where you live, because Irvin's going to be leaving. He's going to go somewhere. He's our social media director. Ryan's going to be flying somewhere. So we call it, like Ryan and I, we like to get there early.
I can't stand playing, like, how close can I get to the time? That gives me the willies. Yeah. I got to have extra time to be there.
I used to not worry about it, but in the last, I feel like, year and a half, I've been a little bit more cognizant of how everything is kind of screwed up, backed up, and constructionized. So I don't run it as close as I used to. My husband is like you guys. He likes to be really super early. And I'm fine with it if we have... Look, to me, some people, the end of the world is missing a flight. It's bad if you're missing a flight because you're trying to make like a rehearsal dinner and there's not another flight out that night. But I've missed a flight before where I was like... All right, I guess I'll just go eat at a restaurant, have a drink.
I don't like that.
No, I can't stand
I've
it.
never missed a flight.
Never
on purpose, it's been delayed.
I've had ones canceled on me before, but I've never
No, I've had to miss a flight because we had to go. I think it was once when there was construction in C, and they were making you go to A, but you couldn't check your bag in A. You had to check your bag at B and then go to A because you were a C. It was just crazy, and I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know what's happening right now." And I couldn't get past security because my bag was this much too big.
Oh, no.
So I missed that flight, but it didn't hurt because I just made the next one and it was fine.
Hey, I
Drinks
can't do
are
that.
good.
I guess you can do it by yourself, maybe, but not when you're with a family or.
If you have like a 5-pack, like if I'm traveling with a 5-pack, no, that's not cool to miss the flight.
So here we are.
It's kind of tough.
It is nearly September, and we're still at 100-degree days. And we hear reports all the time in the news. People don't have AC. AC is actually not required when renting in the city of Houston. There are some leases that state if an apartment should have if the apartment should have AC, but landlords generally have a legal duty to repair or remedy an issue if the AC breaks, but they're not required to have AC. And this is according to a nonprofit called TexasLawHelp.org. If you'd like to find out, maybe you live in a place right now and the AC is not working.
Because there's a law, right, for a heater. I know up north, if you don't have heat, you'll die.
Well, every state's laws are different. But if you'd like to find out more, go to TexasLawHelp.org. And that's what's going down in H-Town.
If you missed what happened on Roula and Ryan's Roses today, it was a first for us as we had to disguise the voice of the person who wanted to be on Roses. Hear how it all played out next on 104.1 KRBE.